Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts and be, I guess, a spoilery type of video. But, waited till Tuesday. I'm sure it's all over the internet at this point. Still want to talk about it while it's prevalent before we move on to something else in next week's episode. And that is of Season 6, Episode 10, The Next World, the final hookup between Rick and Michonne, or we could call them Richonne. So this is always a tough one in consideration for me of whether or not, to do a video or not on something that's recent with The Walking Dead, because I know some people in the UK don't get to see it for a while, and I apologize for that. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but at the same time, we got to talk about it. That's the purpose of the channel. The purpose of the channel is to talk about The Walking Dead, and I don't want to wait forever, because then at that point it'll be like, oh, nobody wants to talk about it anymore. It's old news or whatever, that kind of deal. So I want to feel like I can do these type of videos. We can talk about, these type of things, and that's part of the purpose of the channel, and I'm sure most people, watch The Walking Dead who subscribe to the channel, because it's not entirely a Walking Dead channel. I mean, I do other stuff too, like Game of Thrones movies and stuff like that when I get time. But The Walking Dead is my favorite show, so it's the one I choose to do the most. So this is a pretty big episode, The Next World, with regards to at least characters, with regards to character story and everything. And it was kind of unexpected for me. I mean, we got the poster a little while back for A Larger World, where you have Rick and Michonne standing side by side there, kind of close to each other. But I didn't read it that way. I just read it as like, Michonne's always kind of been there for Rick. She's always kind of, been a really strong survivor there with the sword, of course, and her ability to kill zombies and protect Carl and do everything else that she's done all throughout the series. Rick goes outside. She goes outside as soon as she can and starts killing zombies in No Way Out and everything that they've been through since they met originally in Season 3, Episode 6, which was Hounded. Where she even showed up at the baby formula to begin with, at the very beginning, and then tells Rick and the others, very importantly, of course, about what's going on and where Glenn and Maggie are and about Woodbury and about all this stuff that's happening. Without that, I mean, things would have gone a lot differently. So this is one where they kind of, it seems, I'm not sure if they intentionally set it up this way to begin with, or if it just kind of evolved into a relationship between the two. Of course, it's been a while since Rick's had a relationship with anybody. Lori, of course, being killed off way back in Season 3. And it's been a while. A lot of things have happened since then, and you met a lot of different characters in that. We thought for a while that him and Jesse, were going to have a relationship in the TV series version. They don't really. I mean, they have kind of like not even a fling, like it's almost there, but it's not. It's like he kind of lets Jesse know, and then you got the part with Peter in there, and lets her know he's interested by when she asks, would you do this for anybody? He says no, and so he's letting her know he's kind of interested, and then of course he kills Peter, and you add in that kind of complexity. You have the kids, and obviously they hate him because he killed their father and stuff. So you get into all of that. Of course, with her being killed off in No Way Out, it takes her out of the picture. So that's Lori and her dead. And he's obviously, anybody would at that point have kind of a void in their life, not having anybody there for them, not having any kind of relationship, this kind of deal, after a while. So especially when things are so tough, it helps to have somebody there to support you and have your back and that kind of deal. So I think this one kind of naturally evolved. I'm going to watch Talking Dead after I do this video, because this is on Sunday night, but I'm going to post it for Tuesday to give people a chance so I don't, spoil it for people right off the bat who missed the episode. So it just worked out so well. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about the relationship they've had throughout the series and the different important points for it. So like I said, they met in Season 3, Episode 6, Hounded. Then in Clear, of course, if you guys remember Season 3, Episode 12, she's the one who goes with Rick and Carl back to King County and spend some time with them. You've got the stuff with Morgan in that. Rick's not sure if he can trust her. Rick's asked her, do you have a problem? And no, Rick, I don't have a problem. They've kind of had this kind of relationship to start where he's not sure. Before too long, he does start to trust her, and he starts to, kind of respect her and see how strong she is. And going into Season 4, it actually gets to the point where in Too Far Gone, when the governor attacks, she actually saves Rick by killing the governor. At least seemingly so. She stabs him through the back and everything. I'm going to kill you, and then she does. So that's one time, just right there. I mean, there's been many other occasions as well, too, where she's either killed zombies or done stuff like that, where if she wasn't there, Rick may have been in trouble. But that one in particular is like a huge climactic point where she's the one who does it, not somebody like Daryl, not somebody else. it's actually her who kills the governor. Then after that, after season 4, episode 9, the whole episode is basically about her getting reunited with Rick and Carl, which is an awesome episode in terms of emotion and feeling in that, and kind of the beginning of the group starting to kind of come back together, at least the three of them being together, because Rick's in bad shape and stuff. So again, she's there to help out, she's there to add some strength to the two, because Rick is in, it's not feeling good or anything. So after that, the group is separated for quite a while. So she's there with Carl and with Rick. And then as you go through, there's quite a few episodes like Claimed and stuff like that where they get in trouble. You got Joe's group in that. Some people call them claimers, or I guess marauders, stuff like that. Whatever. Joe's group, I just like to call them. So then, she's with Rick, of course, and all that, and so there's some more time that she's been there helping them kill zombies, do all that good stuff as usual. Then we go into like season 5, and she's with Carl a bit there, and Gabriel and that. And then we've got The Distance, season 5, episode 11, where she actually, you start to sense, and I did a video on it right after that episode, where you start to sense that her and Rick may actually be in the beginning of some kind of really close friendship, but almost like some kind of relationship. And she basically convinces him to give Alexandria a chance, which worked out great for them. And then, of course, later on in the season, she hits him in the head and knocks him out. Maybe because, he's doing all this, he's doing this for her. Whack. And, this kind of deal. And then, so I was mad at her for a while there as a viewer because she had knocked him out and stuff like that. But, maybe he needed it at that time. He was kind of losing a little bit. And then we go into season 6. So it's been a really fast-paced season. The whole first half takes place in no time. And we didn't really have much. But then this episode 10, season 6, awesome episode where we get to see, at the beginning of the episode, they kind of show it as they're kind of close, they're living in the same place, that you kind of know that. We've had the part where she's put the katana up over the mantle, that kind of deal, and she's always been close, of course. But then we see at the end of the episode that after the time skip, they do in fact have a relationship. They're talking about their day, almost like husband and wife. Husband comes home after a day of work, she comes home, and how was your day, type of deal. So it's fun. So, and then they do their thing, and Jesus shows up. So okay, so thoughts of the relationship. I mean, I didn't think they were going to go there. I thought that they might be a little hesitant, and we've talked about this in previous videos, because, of course, and let's just say it what it is, they're different races. This is what it is, right? So, and that's something that we've talked about before in previous videos, that maybe your average viewer may not be that accepting of it, you know what I mean, that kind of deal. Because of that, and that shouldn't really be a criteria. It shouldn't be something that's there, but unfortunately it is. Well, I guess Walking Dead, one thing I like most about it is, especially Kirkman, if you look at his other series too, like even Invincible and that, the way he writes it, he has no fear with what he wants to do. If he decides, okay, you know what, this makes sense, we should do this for the characters, we should do that, he doesn't really care about what people would think. He goes there. If he feels like it makes sense for the story and to be good for the story, he'll do it, that kind of deal. And I love that that's kind of translated over and has occurred in the TV series, the same kind of deal. Because even in series like Invincible, there's some parts in there where most comic book writers would never go to some of the stuff that they go to. But he goes there. He's not afraid. He'll go there. If you write Invincible, you know what I mean. If you haven't, you can check it out if you're looking for a good comic book series, superhero comic book series. So this one, it just makes perfect sense. In the comic book series, you have Andrea. The TV series, you don't. So, we've been talking about for a while, who's going to be Rick's romantic partner? Will Jessie be alive for much longer than she was in the comic book series? Turns out not even really, kind of less in some ways, if you think about it. With regards to relationship, anyway, less. It was more explicit in the comic book series that her and Rick were together. In the TV series, not really so much, not so much. So who's it going to be? Who are the other options? I think she's probably the best choice that they could have gone with of somebody from the group. I mean, who else would they go with? Somebody like Carol or something like that? That'd be weird, That'd be a little weird. I mean, I guess they could. It'd just be a little weird. So, aside from that, or a new character, I thought they might bring in a new female. But if you think of it that way, there wouldn't be that attachment over the years, and it being the same kind of relationship as you have between Rick and Michonne, because they have been in the show for so many years. They have grown to care about each other, even just as friends, even if it's not romanticized, even if it's not a romantic relationship. it makes sense that it would go to the next level. Like I said, Michonne, really, really, really strong. Very strong female. Definitely not your damsel in distress kind of female. Jessie wasn't either. Lori was kind of a damsel in distress kind of, she didn't really go around killing many zombies. She certainly is not as tough as Michonne, let's put it that way. Michonne saved his ass against the governor and so many times, right, that it just fits so well, for the TV series. I think, personally, if you look at the characters, you look at their history together, it would just make perfect sense. It would grow naturally. They're living in the same living quarters, that kind of deal. And, it's supportive. She's already been supportive of him throughout the series anyway. So to me, it makes perfect sense. So, so I love the fact that they're willing to go. They're not afraid to do it. Let's just do it. Two of the main characters from the show. Michonne, probably the most, especially now, the biggest female in the show, probably. Even Carol has been, maybe higher at certain parts. But I think now that this has happened with Michonne, that puts her at number one in terms of the female characters in the show, I think, for the TV series. So I love it. I think it was great that they went there. I didn't think they were going to do it. I thought they were going to shy away from it. And because we haven't had too many relationships in the comic book series, Michonne is with like Tyrese, and she's with Morgan, and it's just way different. It's kind of like Andrea and her kind of swapped. Andrea's hooking up with the governor and Shane, and the TV series is the opposite. Michonne's the one who's not sleeping around and stuff beforehand with his friends and enemies and stuff. So it worked out great, I think. And whoever wrote it, brilliant move. And I'd be interested to hear if it was intentional earlier on or if it just evolved naturally and they kind of thought about it this year and were like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Or if they intentionally set it up in episodes like After and season 4 up until now. We've been waiting for a while. I did videos on this 2 years ago or longer, the Rick and Michonne. Could we see that? I don't know. I thought it would be great, but I didn't think we were going to. And it's cool to see that they're not afraid to do it. They're just going to do it anyway. It's cool. So it's good. So it's really good. So write your comments below. What you guys think about the relationship between Rick and Michonne. Send me your questions for the continued Q&As this week over the course of the week leading up to episode 11. Just wanted to do an independent video, give my thoughts on this one. I love it. Think it was great. Really smart move, and it works out perfectly for the story. It makes perfect sense. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up. Please share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. I do all kinds of Walking Dead videos on pretty much a daily basis now, almost every day. That's it for this one. See you guys again tomorrow. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.